Hello, everybody, and welcome to Eberron, Eye of the Storm, Chapter 4. This is, let's see how things kind of play out this session. I know that, let's kind of like go into how last session started. I wait for Ollie to come back. He's handling let's just say someone's playing cat and mouse, and he's got to go handle the situation. So last session, what happened was the party had finally gotten off of the last point where they were handling the changeling situation, traveled their way all the way to where the Elven nation is, the Elven island is. These are elves, not just like typical Corvarian elves, but the ones from Aranel that came here many, many, many years ago and have kind of kept that original traditions and lifestyles. They came here and things started off very hostile. They were not friendly at first. The party had to really fight to, get word with the leadership there, and they did. They got word, and they were able to like neutralize things to points where they're like, "We want to do dealings with you, and then we will do dealings with you." And they more or less asked the party to do a task that we're going to get into in a moment, but I don't think Kyrann was very happy about it. Meanwhile, everybody else on the ship had to turn around and run away because the ship was getting attacked by two of the ships that came off of that island. Two of the ships being manned by those elves themselves. It was actually pretty cool. This is one of those times where in Eberron, you remember, it's a low-level world. Our party is level 7. These people are very, very powerful in the world of Eberron. So the fact that one of the characters, using a magical item, was able to one-man stop an entire ship by himself, and another one of the characters, going with a important NPC, were able to stop another ship or are almost done stopping it. Things are going pretty well. So why don't we actually pick things back up, right back to where we had left off with the goings-ons of the ship. And this is Bellum had just made his way back to your actual vessel, the Bowl of the Sea, the one that's captained by Kyrann, and the rest of the crew is a part of. You just made your way back to the Bowl of the Sea. When you look around and you see Reich and aren't here, but you expected that because you knew obviously they were going to get back without you, and you know that you're still being pursued by one of the two elven vessels, the other one having been stopped by you. Aaron, reminds me, that magic item that Bellum used, that's 1 hour?
24 hours.
Ooh, that thing is locked down.
It might not be 20. Is it 24 hours, William?
I remember
I'll let you look it up, Aaron.
At least.
Bellum, so you get
It's
back.
not 1 hour.
Bellum, you get back to the vessel. And what do you do?
Yeah. I'm going to kind of just see how I can help at first. I'm gonna just like come in, swoop down, land, go to whoever is the first mate. That's just like, how can I help?
So
that thing's like, I'll explain that thing stopped. Don't worry about that ship. We can keep moving. They're fighting there. We'll give them a couple minutes. If I have to rush over there, I'll rush over there. But
the fact that you were able to completely stop one ship and have stopped the other one from completely catching up to you, though they are still making their distance, they are still catching up to you. What's his name? Savellum? Savellum was actually able to finally got everything arranged. Savellum is taken over as the person that's giving commands and captaining the ship, and you have Maya is the one that's piloting the ship at the moment and is taking orders. Okay. Eric, you fixing your headset? I'm going to take that as a yes, because it's giving that I didn't charge it all week sound.
That is some storm
I did charge
sorcery
it.
right there.
Is it good?
Don't appreciate it.
Eric, you good? I'm going to assume yes. So, as he doesn't respond, I'm going to assume yes. All right, so you, Bellum, you're going to go and speak to Savellum.
Yep.
Okay? And Savellum's going to say, sorry, you ask, how can I help? He says, honestly, we just need a report of what's going on the vessel over there, and we need to know if we're still preparing to take them down, or if we can find out where our captain is.
be right back. And I throw out the carpet and take off.
Awesome. I'm actually curious about this because you're getting like super comfortable with the carpet now. You've had time practicing it. You've had it in a few combats. When you say throw it out, like, does you just kind of?
I mean, like go run off the side of the boat, like not run off, but take a step off and literally like unravel it as I take a step off onto it and keep going.
Awesome. Love it. So it's literally just kind of like unfurl it next to you. Now, because
Yep.
the cloak is huge, the carpet, sorry, is huge. It's what, 9 by...
6.
9 by 6. So you obviously roll it up, so the 6 way. But 6 foot long carpet, like slung over your shoulders, uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's still a big carpet, yeah.
But you usually put it inside your bag of holding, right?
Yep.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, so you jump off the ship and start swooping back that way as quickly as you can. What's your method for approach? Are you trying to go like way up high? Are you trying to stay down low? What is it?
I'll stay fairly low, probably about. I'll probably move up maybe 30 feet above the ship, so probably around the crow's nest area, not high, super high or anything like that.
Okay. So you're going to start swooping that way as quickly as you can. Roll me a perception check, please, sir.
Sure thing.
It is 24 hours, by the way.
Cool.
See,
That's frightening.
I have a memory.
All right. So with your 15 perception, you're able to see not long before it happens that they are still preparing their actual ballistas to fire at you. So they're wheeling them about and aiming up at you, and you can see that the captain has given them the orders to do so.
Can I see the people who are manning them?
You do actually. It's not like you can make out the details, but the people manning them are elves. Like clearly,
Okay.
you can tell by their garb, you can tell by everything. There's a bunch of them, so on and so forth.
I want to take some shots at these elves.
Sure. So you're going to take shots at the elves.
Yep, I don't want to do lethal damage with these shots.
That's impossible with a bow.
Really? God damn it.
Shoot them in the leg.
That's what I want to do, but I can't.
I mean, that's lethal. Like, if you shoot somebody in the leg.
Not in 5e, Scott.
If you shoot
Yeah.
somebody in the
5e,
leg.
it's literally a
DM
roll.
is allowed to say fuck you to that rule. It's kind of dumb.
Like,
That makes sense.
I was pumping
I
it full
like
of
it.
arrows.
I
and
will say that you
doesn't-
let me do non-lethal damage with a very violent spell before by using an action point, so...
And I
Correct.
think we've had long lethal bow
Can I
damage
use an action
in this
point to
campaign
do
once.
non-lethal damage?
You will have to at the point if you do enough damage to drop them.
Okay, that's fine with me. I will take the -5 to +10 damage.
Woo!
So that's 12. That's probably a miss. I assume.
If I remember correctly, 11 just barely hit.
That's 12, but I don't know if.
So last week 11 was hitting, so you hit.
Okay.
Because Reich was messing people up. So it's 22
So,
damage.
22 damage.
Spend your action point.
Alright, spent my action point.
Okay.
So that's a person manning. So you said there's 2 ballistas, one on either side, right?
There's 2 ballistas. It takes more than one person to man a ballista.
Right, so I'm going to shoot the second person on this ballista as well. Non-lethal damage if I have to. I'm taking the -5 again.
To hit. It's 18 damage is enough to drop that guy too. So
So
it's
spend the
as
last
you were trying to
action.
describe beforehand. You knock an arrow. You've aimed so quickly. You knock an arrow, pull it, fire. Knock an arrow, pull it, fire. And the first one goes and it hits the guy on the shoulder with so much force, it spins him spinning and dropping to the ground, reeling, like grabbing out, like ah. But it's like it was placed perfectly. That is probably going to do permanent damage, assuming there's no magics to heal it. But it's not actually going to kill him.
It's a Batman situation.
The other one,
Yeah.
you take him out in the leg.
You're not killing, but they're going to be horrifyingly wounded for the rest of their life. But
Sure.
that's okay.
The other one,
Listen.
you hit him in the leg, but it's the outer portion of the leg, so you're not anywhere near the femoral artery, and you're not like piercing bone that much to the point where you're gonna get like blood poisoning from like marrow leakage or something. So like you take him out in the leg, and it just like throws him down to the ground, and he's holding on and once again screaming in pain. So that's your 2 shots. I don't think you get a third one, do you?
Nope.
Okay. So that's your 2 shots with that one. The other team is going to fire the ballista bolt at you. Do for me a
Sure.
favor. Roll for me your dexterity save.
Yep. I'm okay with that.
So the ballista bolt fires, comes flying at you, and you grab onto your carpet and you just like do a spin. You don't have to have the carpet furl around you or anything. You just grab the thing and you just do this like wide loop like spin around, so you're upside down for a few moments, holding onto the carpet, and loop back around so you're facing towards them again. Because these are magical ballistas, by the time you're like reoriented and in there, it's already almost uncocking a bolt on that side, because it's like it's effectively a construct, like mindless construct that makes itself reload, which is again very frightening to have these things firing at you. Roll me a perception check, please.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to give you more details than I was going to. Fucking natty 20. All right, so with your 26 perception, as you're like looking around, scanning the area to see what the hell's going on, you actually see the captain. What is it? You see the captain up ahead and over there, and the captain is looking at you, and he's like doing the whole aim and fire, like telling them to attack you, aim and fire. But as he's doing that aim and fire at you, you actually see a strange hand signal. You think you've seen this hand signal before? Do me a favor, roll me an intelligence check. You see, in your line of work, whereas you're literally somebody has had to hunt down and take out targets of various sorts. It's all part of your backstory. You've had to work with different operatives from different organizations. And to do so in tandem, usually you're by yourself, but on those times that you do, you've had to learn basic hand signals. Even the most rudimentary parts of a thieves' can't, right? And so all of a sudden you see that the hand signal he's giving you, you realize that what he's saying is fate. Like he's telling you fate.
Yep. I am going to...
I said fate. I meant fame.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
G, not T. G
yeah.
over here, not T over there. I'm going to...
I'm debating. I guess I will... start just like dive bombing down to get like below the ship to make it look like I'm going into the water.
Okay, sure. So you're gonna like barrel down as if you're going into the water. They're going to take another shot at you with the ballista because they can. Make me a dexterity save. Okay, are you comfortable with that?
Yep.
Okay, they're going to make an actual shot against you with the ballista.
Yep.
Where are you, Luke? No, you're not Luca. What's your name? Bellum.
Sad.
Sadness.
Way to make me sad.
Oh, well, you know. Uh-huh. And over here, clicky, clicky. Scroll all the way down. Okay, so they definitely hit you, and the ballista is actually, wow, I rolled really well. The ballista is going to do 18 points of damage to you.
Okay.
Which you were at max health, so you have a crap ton of health. So the way this plays out is you try to do the same thing that you were doing beforehand. The ballista bolt comes flying at you. You try to like grab onto the carpet and swoop and get out of the way. You don't. As a matter of fact, as you grab onto the carpet and try to swoop out of the way, this ballista is coming. You just barely, just barely have it narrowly miss you. It comes swooping by. You can feel the wind of it coming by. You swore it cut your cheek. A quick like touch to your cheek and check of your fingers. You realize it has not drawn blood. It so narrowly missed you. It kind of like threw your mind off balance. That's like I said, 18 points of damage.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna, like, using that now that I'm hit, dive bomb to the water to make it seem like I'm done. You know what I mean? Like I'm crashing into the water.
So what was the attack roll for? Was that an accident?
That was a complete accident.
Okay. So so are you actually going to hit the water because you're coming at it?
I would like to, if I can, like, once I get down below the view of the actual, like, ship, like, once I get close to the water, hopefully just not hit the water and continue to the other side. I don't know if I'll be able to do that without being seen. Does it seem like I'll be seen if I do that?
Elaborate on get to the other side.
So, alright. Ship. I'm gonna go below the deck level.
Yeah. So people have to, like, literally run to the rail and look down to see you.
Right, and then by the time they run and look down, I want to be on the other side of the ship. You know what I mean?
So
like,
yeah,
have-
as soon as you hit the ground, you can just try to like spin and whip
Yeah.
around as quickly as you can. This is going to
Yep.
be an acrobatics check, man. It's actually going to be 2. One to
Yep.
pull out of the barrel roll, which that's going to be with disadvantage, and the other one after, assuming you succeed, is going to be a normal one.
That's fun. All right.
I said
acrobatic.
barrel roll, but you know, careening downwards to your death.
I'm comfortable with the 12 careening downwards to my death.
Okay, so with your 12, it's not a
Right.
complete failure, but you do actually screw up. So what ends up happening is, as you come down, you're able to pull yourself out so you don't flat hit the water. But as you go down, you kind of pull down to the point where you're skimming the water for a second, getting the carpet wet, splashing up water in your face. You actually skim the water for a few moments. You pull out a little bit too late, making it so you even kind of hit the side of the vessel itself, trying to get that first turn and everything. This is actually going to impose disadvantage on your second roll.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to be comfortable with this roll, so hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll just... Come on, D6.
Okay, 13. So you go whipping around as quickly as you can the other way. So more or less the way I'm going to have this play out is your total roll there is going to work like a stealth check against their passive perception to notice you. Give me 1 second to grab their passive perception, okay?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Passive perception is, despite the fact that they are elves, they actually don't notice you. You actually beat their passive perception by 1 with your 13. So you actually do swoop just barely out of the way, whipping around the aft of the vessel fast enough that they can't see you as they look. However, what they do see is a trail of of ripple in the water because you had flown by so close and so low to the ground. So, do you speak Elvish or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you start hearing people on that side of the vessel shouting something out in Elven. So can you roll me a perception check, please?
Sure. Oh. Not disadvantage, because I'm not Eric.
Wow, Ollie. I saw that. So you, with your 22 perception, you actually hear boots running to this side of the vessel as fast as they possibly can.
You're gonna make me go in the water, aren't you?
You know boots are running to this side of the vessel. That's all I'm giving you.
Hold on really quickly.
Funny enough, magic carpets technically fly underwater. There's no reason why they wouldn't, right?
I mean, no, but...
Like,
Just
I
hoping
would-
it was like insect wings,
They
and
have
if
a
they
fly
got wet,
speed,
they stopped
Yeah.
working.
like a swim speed.
But
Yeah.
it's not like fly based off wings, like Ollie was just saying. It's fly based off of like magic. Like if Kyrann used a fly speed underwater, I would
Well,
just use
it's one of those things where
I don't
it's
think it
it's assumed in D&D logic that flying is using air magic, which
Yeah.
wouldn't be effective.
Then why would you have a swim speed ever? Just have a fly
Yeah.
speed. You're good to go.
I get what you're thinking.
I
but probably
100%.
doesn't make sense.
Who has a fly speed at all points in time?
Someone that
No,
can fly,
no, you don't.
like a
You
bird,
cast a spell and concentrate on it to
or
fly.
an angel.
I don't know.
And
or an
angels and all those use
Aarakocra.
wings, which doesn't work underwater.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Goku
It's
flight.
like saying it's not a wing.
Goku flight.
What I'm saying
not
is the
gargoyle
logic.
flight.
Listen,
if you actually
Ollie.
think
I would
about
just
the
say that it goes
enchantment on
slower.
the, if you think
Yes.
about the enchantment, it doesn't make
It
sense.
would go slower and
I
it
would-
would work
half
by
speed.
damage the item.
I would definitely go slower. I would probably do
So
like.
about them would drown.
But anyway, so go ahead. What are you doing, Will?
If the DM is ruling that I can use this thing underwater, I'm
It's just much
I'm
slower.
now... Yeah, I'm going underwater.
Well, I'm not saying you can. I'm saying that Bellum is thinking
You
to
can
himself.
try.
Can I use this in the water?
I would also argue that all that water weight that it's going to be carrying when you pull upwards into the air is also going to have an adverse effect on it.
Oh,
And that-
yeah. It's probably gonna suck. But it's already wet.
But what if it's too heavy to go back up in the air?
Well, it can
It'll-
hold hundreds of pounds.
It can hold a lot of weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just moves slower.
Yeah. I'm going underwater.
Okay, so when you hear the boots coming, you're like, oh shit. And so you just decide actually dive under the vessel.
Yeah.
Okay? So do me a favor. Roll for me an athletics check, but this is technically for the carpet, not for you.
Sure. Well, does the carpet get any pluses?
You just roll me the athletics check, and I'll kind of make my decision from there. Okay. It gets better than that. You have a 0 for athletics? How's that even possible?
Not strong, bro. I'm all dex.
Oh, wow. I honestly always imagined Bellum as being, like, better shape
Well,
than that.
Well, he has size to him. He's just not
No.
strong.
He's just a very limber Ollie. I get it. So, you dive... Ollie, we all know you're a goblin. You dive underwater and start, like, trying to hold on to this thing as it's going. You're doing the best you can to grip onto the carpet as like tons of water is rushing into your face and you're moving faster than you typically would underwater, holding your breath and whatnot. So you can only hold your breath for so long. You dive straight down, I imagine 15 feet, which is a considerable amount of depth to just suddenly go underwater, but it will take you out of sight, right?
Yep.
Do you intend to go underneath the vessel itself?
How deep does the vessel cut down into the water?
It's an elven vessel, so they actually sit much
right,
higher on the water. So you would actually be able to get underneath it at this depth.
Yeah, then at this depth, I would go underneath it just to kind of just wait it out for a little bit of time.
Yep. So
Because it's still moving.
Yes.
So I'm assuming it's gonna take off. So that's fine with me.
Correct. It is still moving,
Yeah.
and but then again, it also would make a current around it, right? It is a drag.
Right. It'll pull. Yeah, pull. Yeah.
So anyways, so you go underneath the vessel as far down as you can. Make me a Constitution save because you just like you've dropped to the bottom of a 10-foot deep pool and felt the pressure in your head. You just went 15 feet. Okay.
Nice.
So immediately as you dive under there, you start to feel that pressure hit you so hard. That first round of you being underneath there counted as 2 rounds for holding your breath.
Okay.
Just so you know, you can hold your breath a number of rounds equal to your Constitution score.
Okay.
Your Constitution score is what?
14.
14. So you have 12 rounds left. Go ahead, Ollie.
Sure.
Feel free to check it.
I think that might be a 3.5ism because I'm fairly sure it's like your modifier, then it's tests. Because I've done this a few times.
Yep, please feel free to check because that's definitely a 3.5ism.
Oh, let's not say it's the modifier, guys, because that's 2 rounds already.
All right. So what are you doing? What are you doing now that you're underwater?
I was gonna wait until the boat started leaving because it was in motion, but I don't know if I'm gonna wait. That depends on the ruling, sir.
Okay, we'll wait for that. Eric, do me a favor. Roll me a perception check, please, with advantage.
With advantage, you say? Perception. Aren't I in a cell?
Yeah.
Correct.
22.
Okay, so where you are sitting inside the cell, you're just kind of listening. You hear the ballistas cranking to get into motion. You hear the boom as a really deep bassy twang that vibrates through the vessel as it fires off. These vessels are designed, of course, to take most of that reverberative impact of like the launching the bolt. You hear all that happen. You hear the boots run back and forth overhead, and then you hear a hard splash underneath the water while you're down here. And that's kind of where things rest. You're still sitting inside your cell, quite conscious. Do you continue sitting there, just waiting to see how things play out?
I have no way of unlocking the cell, I'm assuming. And I can't do that untrained, so right now I'm trying to do a short rest because I'm at 7 health, so I need to heal.
Okay. A creature can hold its breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus its Constitution modifier.
Yeah. It means that someone who isn't incredibly con heavy actually has a chance to not drown in
Jesus
some.
Christ, that is so
puzzle.
long.
I get 3 minutes.
Sahar,
sir.
you're a hero.
That is so.
Like a
that
hero
is
movie.
that is like I am the son of Poseidon long. Like,
No, it's just like you're a hero in an action movie kind of long,
fair.
where the director hasn't really thought it through.
That that one.
I
Like-
think that's what they're going for.
Like I've got a revolver and it's already shot 33 times, kind of.
Well, I
long.
mean, that's not too long. It's 1 minute plus your constitution modifier. It means your normal average person could hold their breath for a minute.
Yeah,
fair.
I think that's fine. And I think it's fine.
yeah. Just very
Alright,
long.
That's the rules.
So I'm gonna stay underwater until this boat gets a decent distance away.
Okay, cool. So I'm fine with those rules, obviously. So you're actually going to just stay here and allow the vessel to move away from you.
Correct.
Okay. So what's your actual con mod, Will?
2, so I have 3 minutes total.
Yep, 1 plus con mod, so 3 minutes. Yep. Awesome. So you're just going to stay here and let the thing go and kind of like fight against the currents that might be pulling you from that vessel. All right, you stay here. It does pass by. We'll give it like a minute and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And allow you to, then you kind of bubble up to the surface and look after. Are you
Yeah,
gonna
it'll be
do
very,
anything?
very crocodile-esque, just like, nose and eyes above the water watching it.
Are you going to continue following after it?
I'll keep a safe distance, but I would say I would like let it keep going even because I can't keep speed with it. You know what I mean? This thing's much faster than me at this point, so I'm going to just like very slowly go in its direction.
I don't know if you know how fast ships move compared to like
Well,
say a flying carpet. You actually, if your carpet's moving at full speed, can move faster.
Yes, but you said this is a very fast ship and that my carpet's moving at half speed.
I said it is underwater.
Well,
The weight of the
yeah.
carpet plus just you is not enough to bring you to the next tier.
If you were
Okay.
flying, you could catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to catch up. I'm gonna keep it in the water so I'm not seen.
Okay, cool. So you want to allow it to continue pulling away from you some, but staying with it.
Correct.
All right. It is very, very, very cold in the ocean. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah,
And it
figured.
is wintertime, and it is the north. So I'm
Yep.
not sure if you were aware of all that too. So
I did.
definitely going to need a constitution save from you.
It's fine.
Okay, so despite the fact that it's very cold, you've suffered through far worse conditions for far longer periods of time. You just kind of lock your jaw together to stop your teeth from chattering and just push on. Every foot that you move forward, you feel more and more heat being ripped from your body as water is passing over your flesh. But you're able to hold on for at least some time before you kind of start giving into that cold. Back onto the vessel. A solid 10 minutes pass. Bellum, Constitution save.
Con save.
You're still doing well. The captain of the vessel comes downstairs with 2 of his crew. He points to your cell and says, "Soften him up for me." And one of them goes over and unlocks the cell, and the 2 of them walk in there.
Oop.
Do you do anything, Reich?
No.
So Reich more or less endures a beating of them, like punching him and kicking at him and stuff like that. Unfortunately for the elves, they're not the strongest people in the world, and very fortunately for Reich, he's a monk, and so he's trained against like boards smashing him in all the places to prepare him for this kind of a thing. So yeah, it hurts, of course, but not as bad as getting pierced by arrows or stabbed by swords. So he's sore, but he can take it. Eventually, they kind of like after they feel as though they've properly pruned him up, the captain says, "Get back to your stations. Catch that damn vessel." And they walk out of the room. He goes walking in, shutting the cell behind him with a very loud click to make sure that everybody can see and hear that happens. Once the boots get quiet, he starts as they're finishing to walk up the stairs. "Listen to me, you okay?"
I'm fine. What's your plan now?
Bellum came at the ship. I honestly thought that he was going to be shot down. He has become quite adept with that carpet. He took to the water. I saw him hit the water. I just don't know where he is or what his plan is, and I don't have a means of getting a hold of him. I really was just kind of thinking if we can do any form of sabotage on the ship and get off of it, letting him know that we need the pickup. Hopefully he can pick us up. How are you feeling?
I kind of look. I haven't had any time to heal, correct?
No.
So I say I'm injured, but if you have a plan, I can soldier through.
I do, but it's going to require you trying to hold a clear mind. And he pulls out a bottle, a very, very fine-looking bottle. The bottle itself looks as though it's this vibrant purple, but it's not. It's a clear bottle, and the vibrance, that rich, dark, almost glowing color of purple, is from the quality of liquor that's inside there. He pulls out a bottle of Goodberry wine, and this stuff is not cheap. This stuff is not cheap at all. He pulls out the bottle of it and hands it to you and says, "It's a good thing you've been practicing whiskey for all this time. I'll be back in a little."
I nod and sigh, and I'm going to start drinking.
Okay. Take you a moment to look at the bottle and seeing the year on it. You know that it's a vintage.
God.
You know, and you start drinking the bottle. He leaves the cell. As he leaves the cell, he makes a little bit of noise and like just clearly just doing some sort of disguise, and actually makes the sound effect of a half orc in pain perfectly. Mimics the sound effect of a half orc in pain, and then kind of shouts something out in Elven, and then makes his way back up the stairs. As
You
he
mean
makes
the
his
hobgoblin?
Hobgoblin, sorry. As he makes his way back up the stairs, he does stab one of the elves, draws a sword and stabs one of the elves that are down there, so there's fresh blood on the tip of his blade, and walks back out. Because, green bloods don't actually have green blood.
Yeah.
So, and walks back up, cleaning the fresh blood off of his sword. Has some shouting conversation at a few of the people that are up there, and then disappears, like even a shadow and everything from sight for you. A little bit of time is going to pass as you're drinking this goodberry wine. I need 2 con saves from you and 1 from Bellum.
Bellum with the con save.
Okay.
Ooh.
Reich,
Yikes.
you are going to be intoxicated. So, by being intoxicated, you're going to take a penalty to your wisdom and your intelligence of 2 for me.
Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah. So it hurts. It's one of those like, ooh, this is not fun, but that's okay. That's okay. You're good to go. We're not giving you like the poisoned condition, which would be devastating. So some time passes. You're drinking this thing. Bellum, you're holding on, again, clenching your jaw, keeping warm as you go, and eventually the captain does come back downstairs. And as he comes back downstairs, he unlocks the cell and says, "All right, I haven't been able to spot Bellum. I don't know where he is. We're just going to have faith on this one."
Has the goodberry wine healed me at all?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Every swig of goodberry wine heals 1 health point.
Alright, so.
How many swigs are in a bottle?
A bottle. A bottle of
So.
goodberry wine.
He needs to add that to his health points, so you
He
need to
adds-
give him a number.
Of swigs, yes. How many swigs are
not
in a
a
bottle?
bottle amount of swigs.
Is
You
there
as
like
a DM
30
need to give
swigs?
a number.
Let's see, hold
Like
on.
30?
Yeah, there's 32.3 ounces in a bottle of wine, right? It has 750
I bet this is a
wine.
Google.
I would
So-
say that's at least 16.
No, I'm gonna give him 32 health.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
It,
What
it
kind of
changed it
swigs
to
do you
6. It changed it to 6.
Yeah.
1
That's like a
ounce
sip.
swigs is not bad.
It doesn't accept the alternative.
Alright, so that sounds good to me. So when he comes down, I get up, I stumble a little bit, but other than that, I'm able to keep my composure, and I look up at him and I say, "So what's the plan?"
Well, I figure we're going to destroy the ship from the bottom.
I'll see if I can find anything flammable.
Yeah, I was thinking if we can burn as much of the lower part of the ship as possible, then we can, it'll weaken the hull enough that anything would be able to cut through that wood. If we can just destroy the front half of the ship, the front part of the ship, they won't be able to move forward. The bow of the vessel, they won't be able to move forward because they'll be taking in more water. Obviously, once we breach the hull, any water coming will put out the fire, so we need to try to keep the fire burning as hot as possible, so it's more of a shallow burn and harms the integrity, rather than a hot burn, which will burn through it too quickly. You understand what I'm saying? So we need a lot of oxygen.
Ironically, we would get the most type of oxygen from puncturing a hole, unless we can puncture a hole in the ceiling.
Can you punch through the wood?
Watch me. I'm going to go. I'm going to go and literally just try to punch through, punch a hole through. If I punch a hole through this wall here, would that?
Hold on. So he actually is going to take out this other little magic item. It's a little figurine that has literally no face, no anything on it whatsoever. And he's going to hand it to you and say, can you hold this in your hands very tightly and then add 1 drop of your blood to it? I'm sure there's enough around.
Sure. I'll do just that.
Okay. You hold the thing very tightly, add a drop of blood to it, and then when you open your hands to look at it, it is a perfect little figure of you.
I look at him strangely.
He holds his hand out to take it,
I extend and produce the figurine.
holds it to his mouth, says something, and then tosses it into the cell. And all of a sudden, you see yourself lying there on the cell. Like, But, like,
Ooh.
you can tell that it's, like, the way it's kind of like eyes are rolling and whatnot, it's clearly a little intoxicated. Actually, do me a favor. Roll me an insight with disadvantage.
I mean, it's me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Hold on. I'm saying not clearly. Sorry. Insight with disadvantage. Doesn't give away the cake. I would actually say that with your 11, you can tell that you're intoxicated. Or at least that one's mocking you being intoxicated, which kind of gives you this moment of clarity. Sometimes you don't notice this when you're at a bar and drinking, and then sometimes you realize, oh shit, I'm drunk right now. When you see this thing, you're like, why is it acting so weird? Oh.
I look at him and I say, interesting piece of magic.
And I don't think I'll be getting it back. And shakes his head and then moves with you downstairs and to the front of the ship.
Well, the question is, do I want to punch a hole downstairs? Because wouldn't that start taking on water?
That's the point, I think.
Sorry, down to where... So the thing rides, again, very high up. So if you go down low enough, but you can hit, like, you know, it's kind of like finding that sweet spot.
Hit the ceiling.
This is something that you're not very apt at all. And you're intoxicated, but you're not very apt at it all. Luckily for you, you have a native sailor with you who can press their ear to the wood and kind of hear the splashing of the water and where it is that that water line is. And while all water hitting against the vessel will obviously cause spray and cause some kick over and whatnot, again, this is an elven vessel. It glides so smoothly through the water and again very very low on the hull. So brings you to the spot that he believes or she believes is the perfect spot, still in the captain's form, and just kind of gestures for you to do your thing. While as you guys, go back and roll me an investigation check. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm excited.
Hold on 1 second. Just normal investigation.
Yes. Don't forget you have a -1 to your intelligence at the moment.
Yeah, I remember. So this is just a flat roll.
Okay.
No, 4.
So that's obviously not very good. You spend some time looking around, trying to find some oil or anything else that's flammable and whatnot, and as does G. I was gonna see if you could do it, but
The wood's flammable, right?
funny. Wow, you are moving super slow. That was like super slow. All right, I actually got a 17. So searching around, they finds the like rum storage and whatnot, and so starts saying like, let's bring this over there. Let's bring the alcohol that's there. Again, these are elves, not like humans or whatever. So when I say rum, this is clearly something that they would ferment for trade, as opposed to let's all get drunk all the time on this rum. As you know, they're long-lived, so they can make some really long fermented rums that they can sell to other peoples and other islands. Anyway, so you're able to grab the rum and bring it down there. Do you want to look for any more, or are you happy with just the rum?
I would say we should look for more, just because I don't think that this will be enough personally. But I'll defer to his. I'll kind of present this to him. I'll say, do you think rum's enough?
Kind of not fully assured of the plan as it is. Gonna toss the ball back to your court.
I'll give it another shot. See if I can't find anything else. Another investigate.
Yes, sir.
Come on. That's much better. 17.
Awesome. That is gorgeous. Roll me a stealth check. Oh! At some point in time, some of the crew come downstairs looking for the captain. trying to see if they can find the captain and whatnot. And it's one of those, like, literally you're grabbing a barrel and you're moving it, and you're like, oh, sweet, I did find, oil, what they would use to keep the lamp fires going,
Yep.
where it is that they have the oil safely secured and everything. So you go and you grab it just as people are coming around the corner, and you're like, oh shit, and you're able to perfectly hide yourself in like a little nook behind where they're like, oh, have you seen the captain? Oh, and speaking back and forth to each other for a few moments in Elven before they move on and move past you. The captain does step forward and have a quick conversation with them. I have to actually roll a bluff check for this one. Luckily, that's actually a strong suit.
Natural
This is
one.
rolling super slow. I actually got a 21 total, so no worries there. And sends them people's back. You grab the oil and get down there. How are you punching this hole open for me?
Just as it sounds, I'm just gonna punch the shit out of this thing.
I didn't know. Oh, is that Path of the Empty Hand or something like that gets the bonuses of that kind of shit?
Yeah, but I mean, I shouldn't have any. I shouldn't have a hard time. I mean, my hand is considered magic for overcoming damage reduction. Not that that probably matters, but so just attack rolls.
Si, senor. So
It's
attack
probably
rolls,
magically treated wood, so it kind of, it's a thing.
Okay, and roll your damage for me. Okay. So you line up and you punch this wood as hard as you can, trying to hit the points. Now, this isn't like a board in karate class. Ha, karate chop.
Yeah.
And it breaks. Obviously, it is designed to withstand ridiculous amounts of impact. But the impact is designed to come from the outside, not the inside, right? So when you hit this thing and you punch it with all of your might, you send huge cracks running along it. Clearly, you have fucked this thing up incredibly so. But it does also lead aloud. Again, the ship is designed to absorb the effects of the ballista firing, so the ballista can kind of stay on target without needing to be reset every time it fires. So it does send a reverberation up the vessel as well. Go ahead.
All right.
And G damage. And finally, with that second punch, boom! You blow open a decent-sized hole in the front of the ship. The ship, again, moving so quickly that as soon as that hole opens up, the wood doesn't just explode outward. Some of it gets sucked back in from the wind rushing in very quickly. That's getting tons of air inside here. So kicking over the barrels is starting to get his own legs as well, covered in oil and rum and stuff like that. What?
I was gonna say, before we light this on fire, I should break open another hole on the other side because it caught a cross breeze.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was going to say, but it's better that your character came up with it. So you go rushing over to another area and start going to punch a hole over there too. And he looks at you and he's like, "What are you doing?"
I'm causing that. We need a cross breeze. It'll create a stronger wind, more oxygen.
He kind of like thinks for a second, and then slowly starts to nod as he realizes like what you're talking about. Like, oh yeah, like 2 windows open in a house. And so you go over and do your first punch. Okay, damage. Second punch. And damage.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, boy.
Even larger hole on the back end, allowing for like the wind to easily come inside here. You guys now have rum and oil soaked into your boots and up your pants and stuff like that, all the way up to your knees and everything. As he pulls out a flint and tinder and is like,
I think. Hold on. Let's go up a little bit. Maybe we shouldn't light the fire while we're waist deep in the flammable liquid.
"How are we gonna get off the vessel?"
I look at the hole in the side of the ship.
I can fit through there.
You'd be surprised how small I can become when there's a fire that I'm running from.
Fucking or a rat. So walks over to right by where the hole is. Did you want to go by the front hole or the side hole?
The bigger one.
The side hole, okay. So you're a backish hole. So you go over to it and gets the flint and tinder ready, and then kind of like gestures for you to go first. Roll me a perception check first.
Perception. It's -1.
Yep. Doesn't matter. You hear
21.
boots. You hear a ton of boots running down the stairs. Ton.
I look at him. I look at him and I say, "Good luck." And I'm gonna try to get myself out of there.
Okay. Roll me your acrobatics.
Hey.
Yo, Jesus, Eric, you were just success. You had one failure.
Ha!
One failure worth noting. The natty one, though the other one was technically a failure too, it would have been fine on your be drunk check. So you just kind of like start pulling yourself and scraping through the hole. Honestly, you don't even get a scrape on your skin, not even a single splinter coming out. Sure, your clothes get a little, but you don't get a single splinter on your skin with that fucking 24. So you're able to kind of climb out of the hole, and I imagine you drop into the water down below.
Yep.
Okay. You hear as you're getting through, you hear the door burst open. Hey, what's going on in here? You hear all of a sudden the voice of a young girl go, I don't know. And then almost immediately smoke starts billowing out of the hole. I have to make my own acrobatics check, though it's easier for me than it was for you because I'm smaller now.
This is how N dies.
It could be. Burn to the stake, like the witch she is. And it comes. Actually, it's a good thing that it's a lower DC for me because I didn't roll it anywhere near as high as you did. Goes and starts scrambling, and you see a young girl pull herself through the hole and splash into the water. Gets caught at one point in dress, or at one point in time. She's in way too large for her captain's clothes to get ripped open and scrapes her leg. As like her revealed leg gets scraped and starts bleeding a little bit, but is able to flop into the water down below as the ship continues moving forward. And again, smoke starts billowing out of that hole. People, you hear shouts and screams and everything going above. Shouts start happening overhead. Roll me another perception check, please.
Perception.
Oh my god, you see archers start to come over there. 3 archers start coming over with their bows, running over to attack at you.
So this is kind of nebulous because I still have my dexterity to my AC, and this is the only time I would lose that ability. So I can still deflect the arrows, right?
1, yes.
Yeah, the single one I'm allowed to. I'm gonna move towards. And as quickly as possible, as much as possible, while maintaining my ability to make a reaction. Just so I can. I want to get by her in case they start trying to shoot at her. I can protect us both.
Okay, roll a acrobatics because you're swimming.
Athletics.
Athletics, my apologies. Thank you.
Feet don't fail me now.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, the way that the water's ripping, the current is happening around you. You're caught in in the rip wave that happens behind the vessel, and you actually do start bobbing underwater, and you actually lose yourself to the point where you might not even be able to see the shot coming for you to smack it out of the way. You're gonna have to literally make a perception check for that to happen. Roll me a perception as arrows come flying at you.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
This is what I get for trying to be helpful.
You do see the arrow coming anyways. Roll
Yay.
me the to reduce the damage, but hold on, I'm gonna make the attack at you anyways. I'm just assuming one's gonna hit you. One second. Oh, did I do 4 attacks by accident? I did. I meant to do 3. Okay, yeah, actually, against your AC of 17, assuming that's still there, the first 2 attacks hit you. The third one
16
misses.
right now.
So the first one, you
My AC is 16.
16 then. Either way, it hits you. 2 out of the 3. The first arrow that comes at you, kind of like bobbing underwater. You pick your head up, you're bobbing underwater, like, oh, the fucking current. You see the arrow coming, you kind of like just barely smack it out of the way, so it like splashes into the water a little bit. You're not going to be able to return the fire if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But a second arrow hits you in the shoulder for 5 points of damage. The thing keeps whipping away. You hear N calling out, swim down! Down! Or swim down! And then just turns and starts swimming underneath as well.
It's like, I don't think I have much of a choice. I'm going down.
Bellum, Constitution save, and Perception check.
Bellum, please don't die.
I've been killing it with the con save, so...
I barely know thee.
Of course.
You spoke too soon.
1 point of fatigue for you, sir.
Sure. And perception check, so do I now have disadvantage on the perception check?
It happened at the same time, so no. This is pre-con.
Okay.
Okay. So you do not notice them hit the water yet. You do not see that happen because you're kind of laying low and you keep moving forward. The two of you guys are
Did he not hear the explosion?
There's no explosion. It's a fire. A roaring fire.
But wouldn't it be a fire and a the suck of air, which is how they got out?
That's why there's smoke, but there's no like explosion or anything.
Yeah, but it still makes noise. But I guess you're in water, right?
Yeah, and the distance. Remember, this thing's been pulling away from him for some time. Go ahead, Will.
I'm just gonna come out of the water at this point, so I'm not in the water anymore.
Yeah, 'cause
I
you're
know that
freezing.
I've already. Yeah, it's cold. I don't think I can handle this much longer. So.
Okay. So you come out of the water and you start skimming the surface of it there, trying to stay warm to the best of your ability. Roll me another perception check, please. Reich, you can make one at disadvantage.
Wait,
Will, I think you have to do disadvantage as well, right? Because if you are...
I'm looking up the rule right now.
It might be level 2, might be disadvantage and everything.
Yeah, I don't. Let's see. Exhaustion. Disadvantage on ability checks is level 1.
Yep, so that would have been disadvantage. Roll again.
I'll reroll. You said perception, right?
Correct. Okay, you see Reich, and then almost a moment later, Reich sees you. So Reich like throws a hand up. And
Hey!
so you're able to go and swoop down and grab both Reich and N. The weight of the carpet, the weight of the three of you, this is bringing it to like it's about its max load, so it is definitely moving a lot slower. Not necessarily a bad thing at the moment. Reich, do you guys say anything to one another?
I say good timing.
I wouldn't say anything. I would just like, I'm cold. I'm fucking pissed off. Like I'm just. You get a grunt.
N is going to give you like an appreciative, like kind of out of breath, transformed back into the typical female N that you see almost all the time. Gives you an appreciative pat on the shoulder, and then kind of like lies on the carpet, which is like a weird. It's not like it's solid ground. It's like this weird. It's a carpet, right? So it kind of shapes to the form like lying on a flimsy couch, and flops down to like catch your breath. That whole while, Stalbor and Kyrann, weren't you returning to your vessel?
Yes.
Right, Kyrann?
Yes.
Hey, we may have made your bargaining position a little worse.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mom and Dad are gonna have words.
In our defense, we didn't know
Children.
what the fuck you were doing.
Hold on. Kyrann, were you heading to the vessel or no?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna take a break now, and when we come back, we'll have everybody has returned back to the vessel. Okay.
Everybody.
We're gonna get quite telling off.
See you all in a couple of minutes.